November 13th, 2020. It's Friday. Oh, did I say Friday? And Friday, it's Friday the 13th, boys. That's right. Stay inside. Don't go out tonight. Don't get crazy. Stay in. Let's watch these predictions. Let's cash these bets. Make this money. UFC Vegas 14 PSR edition. That's right. Hashtag PSR takeover. Brought the gang. Talking hands. First things first, let me kick it over to the man with the sexy hair, Big P. Preston, what's up, brother?
Doing good, Mo. Doing good. Well, I can't say so good.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry can't get a touchdown, so what can you do?
There you go. He's a little salty about that. We'll hit on that along the way. Below him, you see the man with the big brain, the man that's good with them numbers, DFS by the numbers, Big Brain Brady. What's up, brother?
What's up? Feeling pretty good about this card. I feel like we're going to disagree on a lot of fights, which should be fun because a lot of these fights could really go either way. So really good week last week. Hopefully bring it into this week. Have a lot of bets as well. So hopefully make some money.
I agree. And last but definitely not least, we got El Jefe, the man that is all powered by Big Jeff Slaughterhouse 1. What's up, Big Jeff?
What's up, baby? In the building. Let's roll. I'm ready to get going. If you're telling those teases, we're going to hit 5 tonight, our 5th one this week, up $1,400. You're welcome.
There you go. You're welcome. So before we dig into it, let's hit some sponsors. Yo, P, let's say these people are watching us. They're like, dang, I like that line. Where can I get a book? And what code do I need to use to get a little bit of cash back?
Yep. If you guys, I'm dying here. MyBookie.ag. Enter that promo code PubSports. 50% deposit bonus, credit or debit, 100% Bitcoin, minimum $99. MyBookie.ag. Promo code PubSports. And maybe tonight, if not tonight, tomorrow, I think we'll decide we will have our Flip That Cash play on tomorrow's card on MyBookie.ag.
And you might have a real spicy play later, Humpy.
Yeah, we'll talk it out. We'll talk it out.
Yeah, don't give it to him yet. We want to make him stay, P.
Exactly. No,
we want to make him stay.
Yeah, we'll talk it out, and hopefully we're not homeless in 2 weeks.
There you go. That's why we are card degenerates and we are gambling. We got a couple people in the chat. Let me hit the chat real quick. We got Asher D, just my 2 cents. He is in the Mecca. That's right. We got Big Show Picks, BSP. He was supposed to be on the panel, had a couple bugs. He'll be part of the gang real soon. He'll probably be on the panel tomorrow when we cover the event live from start to finish. So shout out to BSP, Big Show Picks. He's part of the Mecca as well. We got Big Kevin Wallace, Vince, 1979 Gator, Billy Brisbane in the building, the Mecca alum as well. Rogue Bets, Vince, guys, if you could. Oh, we got a couple more. Bloodthirsty, Millie Mills, Skywalker DFS. Shout out to all you boys. If you could, make sure you scroll down, hit that like button. That's how YouTube knows that you enjoy what we got going here. If you notice, we're getting in those algorithms, boys, and that's because of y'all out there. So we need y'all to continue what you're doing. Take a little time, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, that bell notification. And one of the big things that people don't do for smaller channels like us to help us grow, share that link. Scroll down. It says share. Share it to your social medias. Let them know where you're at. Let them know where you're at on Friday night breaking down these fights, talking hands. Let's get into this first fight. First fight on the card, we got Roque Martinez, and I know at least approximately a couple people are going to be like, hey, douchebag, you said that name wrong. There's 45 pronunciations of this name. So we're going to go Roque Martinez because it's a sweet name versus Dontel Mays. Yo, El Jefe, you got some odds on mybookie.ag for us?
Yep, sure do. Mays is minus 245, Martinez plus 205, over and under 1.5, over minus 185, under plus 155.
Ooh, you said that. Boy, hey, boss, you were professional saying that. That rolled right off the tongue, son. Yo, Big Brain, why don't you start us off, sir? What you think about it?
Yeah, so I'll come around and say I think this is probably the worst fight on the card here. I'd rather watch like Murata and Marcos. It just seems like it's going to be one of these very, boring heavyweight fights that not much goes on. And I'm leaning to Mays, and I have been all week. Just the physical advantages. He's going to be like 9 inches taller, going to have a reach advantage of 8 inches. I don't think he's the best fighter in the world, but I also don't think Martinez is all that great as well. So at the weigh-ins, like Mays looked a whole foot bigger than the dude. He looked a lot like leaner as well. And just from that standpoint, I'm gonna take Mays here. I was like kind of gonna parlay him with somebody up later on the card, but I just think the best move is to pass, especially like where he's at now. Like a lot of money has been coming in on him. If anything, maybe look at him inside the distance because man, like he is so much bigger than this dude. It's not even funny. So the pick's gonna be Mays. I'm gonna pick him to win by knockout, but not overly confident in it.
There you go. Hey, if you didn't catch the weigh-ins, go back, check those weigh-ins, those face-off. My man is Goliath. Not only is Roki look like a little short, fat little thing, but Dontel did look ginormous. Preston, what you think about this fight?
Yeah, I would agree. I think Mays is the side here. So Martinez debuted against, I think, Romanov, got tossed around like a rag doll and finished pretty quickly. Mays, I think more so he would struggle with a grappler, a good wrestler, and just like Brady just said with that height advantage, reach advantage, it's going to be hard for Martinez to get inside and really hurt him and take him down if he could. I think Mays keeps him at bay with a jab, decent right, maybe some low kicks. I could see a knockout. I could see a decision. I'm not laying 240, though, on a guy who's 7-4 in the UFC, but I will side with Mays probably by, I'll say decision. Kind of like Brady said, kind of a shit fight, though.
Nice. El Jefe, what you think about it, sir?
Yeah, I agree with the boys, man. This is probably the worst fight on the card. And, dude, I mean, Martinez is tough, but the dude's kind of like overweight and old. I mean, he's old now. And Mays is not much better. He does have the reach, the length, 8-inch reach. And he's quicker, more athletic guy. But his 2 losses have been by sub. And Martinez, to me, just from what I'm watching, is all around the better fighter, technically. But that's going to be a problem, I think, with Mays' length and everything. And I don't see him being much of an Martinez being much of an offensive grappler or wrestler. So I don't think the submission is going to be a threat. And I go Mays. I'll lean Mays with the boys here. But I'm not going to lay 245 on Mays. There's no way. The line should be closer, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, boys. This panel is definitely going to agree unanimously on this one. I don't think it's a minus 240, minus 250 lock. You definitely can't lay that kind of juice. Maybe if you want to get fancy and you just somebody that wants some action, maybe go outside the box. A lot of people like to think heavyweight fights, they're going to end. These guys hit hard, you know what I mean? But a lot of times these guys get tired and then they get sloppy and then goes to decision. So, Brady, do you got some odds? Maybe Dontel by decision?
Yeah, Mays by decision, I see plus 250.
Okay. Not as good as I would like, but way better than minus 250. So, but for me, the pick is Mays, bigger, more athletic. Both these guys hit hard. Romanov came in. That's who Roki fought, right? When he came in first was Romanov, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, tough debut.
Quite a step down from what he's facing now. I mean,
exactly. So that's you definitely can't lay that kind of juice with because his competition's a lot less than Romanov, but the pick for me is Mays. So we got a couple more people in the chat. Let's go check them out. We got Ali, best breakdown show in the game, man. Ali is a supporter, son. Shout out to Ali, always coming through in the chat. We got Connor Mack picks. Says break these down, boys. That's right. You can catch Connor McGregor. Jesus. Hey, Preston's retardations at the first of the show's rubbing off on me. Connor Mack picks. You can catch him every Saturday morning breaking down that college football slate and Sunday mornings breaking down that NFL slate with the boys in and Ski Profit. So you can check them boys out over there. So next up on the card, let's see. Next up on the card, we have De Freitas coming in facing Tony Gravely, El Jefe. You got some odds on these, sir?
Yep. Gravely comes in at -140. Freitas plus 110. Over and under 2.5. Over -200. Under plus 160.
Nice. Brady, what you think about it, sir?
Yeah, I'm very intrigued with this fight. Curious to hear what you guys say. But at first, before I got into any tape, I was really leaning on the Freitas side, just based off the fact that Gravely's been submitted out of 5 of his 6 losses. He gets submitted a ton, but by looking at the guys he's getting submitted by, Brett Johns, Bermudez, he lost to Merab Dvalishvili as well. So he's losing to some really good guys. And the Freitas, he is a black belt in BJJ, which does scare me. But basically, I think the Freitas is sub or bust in this spot. Gravely, I'm very impressed with the guy. His wrestling is really good. The problem is he leaves a lot of openings on the mat. His mat IQ looks very low. I mean, the dude's been subbed 5 times. So if he can stay out of the submission, I think he wins a clear decision. But it's just, is he going to able to stay out of that submission? I mean, the Freitas is pretty high level on the mat, not too many submissions on his record, but he is a black belt, so that's considering there. But at -145, I'm kind of intrigued by it. I'm very close to pulling the trigger, and I might hedge out with like a De Freitas by sub that's like plus 520. But really, I think De Freitas is sub or bust here.
Nice. What you think about it, P?
Yeah, so I kind of agree with Brady there. Tony Gravely, I actually think is a pretty good fighter. Really, really strong wrestler. Great ground game. Ability to take opponents down at will. Brett Johns, I think it was 1-1. They got subbed out in round 3, gassed out, and Johns tapped him out. Brett Johns now is in Bellator, and I'd say near the end of that UFC career, he was probably a top 15 bantamweight. So Brett Johns is a good fighter. Tony Gravely pushed him almost to the limit. His opponent to Freitas is nothing special to me. I think striking wise they're even. I know people believe that De Freitas is a lot better on the feet. I don't really think that's the case. I think Gravely gets him down at will, and I want to say lays on him, but yeah, probably secures a decision. De Freitas just didn't impress me, and his one win, it was against that Caleres guy, and that was kind of a dicey decision. I think that could have went either way. That was a very close fight, but I'm going to go with Gravely by decision, and I agree. I think this line is getting a little low for his skill set. I really like his skill set.
Yeah, what's funny to me, man, is both these guys kind of have the same skill set, minus Freitas is more of a MMA type wrestler. I mean, he has 4 takedowns per 15 minutes compared to Gravely's 4.77 takedowns per 15 minutes. So they're both taking people down. Freitas got robbed, I thought, in Gutierrez. He could have easily won that fight. I thought he did enough and controlled him enough to actually win that fight against Gutierrez. He didn't get the call. But like Brady said, I am scared of his black belt. He does like to work off his back. And Gravely is poor IQ. Like, he's gotten submitted 5-6 times. I mean, stupid mistakes. And the thing I do like about Gravely is he's going to be strong. He's going to have the strength advantage. He's a elite wrestler, chain wrestler. Cardio's out the door.
He murdered the hometown boy at the Contender Series.
Yeah, so I really like Gravely -140. I'll give him a shot here. I think it could be closer than people think. I think it could be a back and forth kind of. These guys get, because Gravely's takedown defense isn't that great. He can get taken down, but I think it's good enough against Freitas to where he can stalemate that. Even if it's Preston said, if it's on the feet, I think it's pretty even there too. So I'm going to go with Gravely as well. I think Gravely, and Gravely's started training with American Top Team, I think, and I think he's learning a lot through them. So I feel good about him learning from his mistakes, moving forward and getting chain wrestling this guy to death. I mean, even if it's a matter of getting 1 or 2 more takedowns around, I think that's how he wins the decision, just like Preston said.
Yeah. Very nice. This looks like another sweep because I think it's going to be a close fight. I was on De Freitas at first when I thought about it. Pre-tape, really kind of digging into it. Just the more you think, just the more I think about it, I think Gravely's going to be the faster striker. He's going to be the better overall wrestler. Now, as far as his jiu-jitsu, De Freitas does have better jiu-jitsu. Gravely has been subbed, so you got to put those things in consideration. But with him being better at throwing combos, level changing down to blast doubles into singles, finding his way on top, that's kind of how I see the fight going. I kind of see, Gravely getting him down. De Freitas not really looking to get up, looking to sub off his back, trying to catch some things. Then when it is on the feet, Gravely getting the better of the two. So I think old De Freitas, he can catch a sub. Do I think it's likely though? No, I think it's more likely Gravely comes out strong at first, has a good first round, might tire, might cardio issues might happen later, maybe in the third round. I still don't think De Freitas is going to finish him. By that time, I think he's going to be at least, it's going to be 29-28 decision Gravely. So that's my pick. I don't feel strongly enough to put any wood on it, any bets on it. What about you, Brady? You got any money on this one?
Yeah, I'm thinking about just playing Gravely straight and then doing like a really small hedge on the submission prop for De Freitas just in case he does get submitted, because it is like plus 520, something like that. So that might be a way to look
And
at
that's
there.
the thing that kind of like Gutierrez was getting out of Fritos' submissions and even was scrambling up. I think Gravely is 10 times better scrambler, and I think he's stronger. Like, I think he can withstand some of those submissions. So hopefully he's learned from his mistakes. But yeah, I'm with Brady. I like him at minus 140.
Very nice, boys. There you go, Connor Mack, going through college card, listening to you guys in the background. Appreciate that. We got Millie Mills in the chat. He says, I got to play on this fight. There you go. I think he's on Gravely, if I had to guess. Let's get on to this next fight. Oh, before we do, hey, P, let's say you're out on a hike, something like that. You need a quick little bar, maybe a Built bar to eat on the run. Where do they need to go?
Yeah, that's builtbars.com. Promo code PubSports. Get 20% off your order. Builtbars.com. Tons of flavors. Mint chocolate chip, cherry Garcia, dark chocolate, cookies and cream. The flavors never end at builtbars.com. Promo code PubSports.
We need to write to them and say that we are requesting a new flavor, and it's because you have acquired a taste for blazing hot wings. You want a blazing flavor Built Bar.
No, I'd pass. I would pass on that one.
Honestly,
the flavor wasn't bad. It's the after effect that's the worst part of those wings.
No, the after effects.
Yeah.
We'll get him to build Brady a SoCo one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tear it up. All right, boys, let's get on this next fight. This next fight, we got Random Marcos coming in versus Kaneko Murata. El Jefe, you got some odds on this?
Yeah, Murata comes in at minus 195. Marcos plus 160, over and under 2.5, over minus 130, under plus 255.
Nice. Young Brady, what you think about it?
Yeah, so I kind of feel the same way about this fight than I did the last fight. I think Murata has really good wrestling. She is an Olympic gold medalist in wrestling as well. Really good takedowns, really good top control. She does get put in some really bad spots, though, but she is able to fight out of it. But those are against like really low-level competition. I don't know. I think it's pretty much the same thing here. I think Marcos is submission or bust. If it's submission, it's going to be something when she's off of her back. I do think Murata is going to have no problem taking her down. Marcos with the 58% takedown defense, but it's just, do I want to risk like minus 200 almost to say that Murata is going to stay safe for 15 minutes? No, not really. I will pick her to win, but I would not be surprised at all if there is an armbar from guard, because that this is women's MMA. It can definitely happen. Reina Marcos by submission is plus 1,000. I think that's her only path to victory. So I think that line's kind of off, because I do see her being on her back a ton here. So the pick's going to be Murata by decision, but definitely not betting this one.
Yo, Young P, you throwing the whole 1,500 on this one? Is this the fight?
Oh, God, no. Yeah, this is a clear pass. Marcos does too many things wrong to me, where she's not reliable, dependable. She'll accept being on bottom, put herself in bad positions. And Murata, my issue with that is it's the first time UFC fight for her, and I don't like trusting, especially women's MMA and chalk women's MMA like this, minus 195. I can't trust her in this spot. She did look like she had okay hands and, like Bray said, pretty good wrestling. But, just one slip up, she gets caught with an armbar or something. And to lay 195 on her is suicide to me. So I'll take Murata. Marcos has been in there with some tough girls. but usually she loses. Although she has one pretty good win now against Angela Hill, but that was like I think 2 years ago maybe. So she can sneak a win here, and I wouldn't be shocked. Or she could get wrestled for 15 minutes. I wouldn't be shocked. This is literally the definition of a clear pass. I'll take if I have to pick, I'll take Miranda.
Yeah, this was actually a dogger pass for me because I'm not going to bet it either way. But I mean, just look at the experience that Marcos does have. I mean, she got submitted by Dern. That was a big mistake. Everyone knows it. But she went to decision with Amanda Ribas. She won with Yoder, which isn't anything special. A decision with Gedalia. I mean, she beat Angela Hill. I mean, look, Grasso. Carla Esparza she beat. So on her best day, she's a good fighter. But then she just makes these mental errors that you just cannot put your money where to bet behind her. Murata, she hasn't faced anyone, in my opinion. I mean, she is the better striker, the better wrestler, and I think that's her path to victory here. She just plays it safe. She should win, but I don't have enough faith to back her at this point with minus 200. So, yeah, it's a pass for me.
Nice. I mean, y'all about said it all. I don't have to say a lot. My lean is Murata. I just don't trust Marcos. I don't like her fight IQ. Just with old Dern, she just jumped right into where she was the most dangerous. It's like if she was out on the ocean in a boat, she put some chum out in the water, waited for the sharks to come, and then just jumped in. I mean, it was asinine. So with just that being said, it's more of a lean for me. Definitely not placing any bet. Definitely won't place any live bet while we're live. I have no desire to put my money here. But for the people watching, we got 44 live right now. For the people that watch this recap, maybe some people didn't watch any tape. Brady, just from what you've seen from Murata, I mean, how can you see this go down? How does her stand-up look? Does she look like she goes for the takedowns early, often? How does Murata look coming out the gate?
Her stand-up is definitely improving, but she mostly uses her wrestling, and I wouldn't be surprised if she went right away to the takedowns here. Or maybe she might want to test her stand-up against Marquez. I think she can, but it will be close if it is on the feet.
Very nice. Like I said, lane Murata, but on to the next one. Before we do, we got 45 of y'all in here. We appreciate each and every one of y'all for rocking with us on this Friday night. First thing, we're here every Friday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you're locked and loaded each and every UFC card. If you enjoy it, hit that like button. That's how YouTube knows that you enjoy what we got going here. If you've noticed, we're starting to get in some algorithms, boys, and that's because of y'all hitting those likes, spamming those likes. That lets YouTube know that you like what we got going. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We go live damn near 7 days a week. Well, it's not damn near. On Pub, there's somebody live 7 days a week covering content, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, Bellator, UFC. It doesn't even, we got Brady down there. He's such a little genius. If El Jefe wanted to start a NASCAR show, he could do a damn NASCAR show too. That's how we do it at Pub. So make sure you're locked and loaded, ready to go. Next up on the card, we got Jose Quinones facing Luis Smolka. What are the odds looking like, El Jefe?
Smolka comes in at minus 135. El Teca plus 105. Over and under 2.5. Over minus 165. Under plus 135.
Very nice. Brady, what you think about it?
Yeah, so I do have a bet on Luis Smolka here. I got it at minus 135. I bet it a couple days ago. I was actually expecting the line to get wider, and the line was definitely trending that way. I think it got as wide as minus 155, minus 160. But the weigh-ins that changed the line a lot. So Smolka did come in overweight, but watching the weigh-ins, it didn't look like he really tried to kill himself to make that weight. Maybe it was kind of a strategy thing. We see a lot of fighters do this. They don't try to kill themselves to make weight, maybe get an advantage in a fight, especially a fight that's going to have some wrestling, grappling. I do think the bigger fighter definitely has the advantage there, but just something to think about. How is Smolka's mental state coming in? Did he, prep hard enough for this fight? And I was taking a look at his Instagram, monitoring that. He looks fine. But yeah, as for the weigh-ins, he didn't look all that bad to me, so I'm not overly concerned for that. But people are betting Quinones because of that fact. And even before that, I saw a lot of people on Jose Quinones. I just don't see it. Even in his last fight, like as soon as Sean O'Malley touched his chin, and he barely touched him, the dude like quit. He fell down, covered up, and he doesn't like getting hit. He's been knocked out twice. He's been submitted twice. He's been submitted once. And Smolka is an absolute killer. I mean, the dude's finished 88% of his wins, and Quinones has the second. He's tied with the worst finish rate on the slate at 40%. The dude's not a finisher. He has jiu-jitsu tattooed on his chest and only has one submission in like 12 fights. So I'm not high on the guy. I don't think he's that great. I think Smolka is more dangerous, whether it's on the feet. I think he's more dangerous for sure. I think he's dangerous on the mat, finishing almost half of his wins on the mat as well. And I see him getting Quinones out of here. The only thing I was worried about is if Quinones goes to the wrestling, but even then he's playing with fire or staying to the outside. And even then, like in the small cage, how good is he going to be able to do that here? So Smolka for me, the weigh-ins, kind of concerning, but I'm not really worried about it.
Nice. What you think about it, P?
Yeah, kind of what Brady just said. If anything, I think I would bet under 2.5 plus 135. I think that's a pretty good look. Smolka with missing the weight, yeah, he weighed I think 139. Like Brady said, he didn't look too bad. He's just more explosive than Quinones. Quinones has decent striking, and he looks bigger. But Smolka is actually the taller, longer guy, which is kind of nuts. And Smolka's faced some tough guys. Got in there with Casey Kenny. Kenny just kind of rolled through him. But Smolka's boxing looks much improved. Good enough wrestling, good jiu-jitsu, better jiu-jitsu than Quinones. But Quinones does have good stand-up. Like, if anything, my only worry with backing Smolka would be maybe he blows his load after round 1, then Quinones takes over round 2, round 3, and maybe gets a late finish or early round 3 finish. But if anything, I'll take Smolka, but I really like that under 2.5. I really think this one ends inside the distance, small cage. I think they're just going to go after each other in round 1, and it could be a quick night for one of these guys. So if I had to make a bet, I would bet under 2.5. For a fight pick, I'll take Smolka, but I like the under more.
Nice. What you think about it, boss?
I mean, I agree with both of them. I think Smolka's the spot here. I mean, Teco just doesn't impress me that much. It's very chinny. We've seen him he gets rocked in almost every fight. His stand-up is not that great. His grappling's better than his striking, and he's going to be the smaller guy here, so I don't know how well that's going to be. But, Smolka has good jiu-jitsu too. I mean, he's a jiu-jitsu practitioner, and he doesn't use it a bunch, but, he's a Hawaiian warrior. Those guys like to go to battle. They like to strike. Tough as nails. He's got a great chin as opposed to Teco, who doesn't. So I'm going all in on Smolka. I like him at minus 135. He fought the better competition, like Preston said, and I think he's going to win. Sorry, we have some people here at the freaking thing.
Yeah, they're licking the door.
Yeah, it's fucking Anyway, I think Smolka's the better guy here, dude. And I just can't trust Teco. It's too techy for me. He's too chinny for me, and I'm all in on Smolka. Minus 135. Good price. He's gonna come back.
Nice. Yeah. Before we went live here, I was kind of just looking at the book, looking at some things, listening to a couple things, and I'm on Smolka here. I'm definitely not a Quinones fan. He has jiu-jitsu across his chest. Doesn't mean anything at all. He throws some leg kicks. He's kind of like a gatekeeper type dude. I think Smolka, I don't think he's elite anywhere, but I think he's an excellent grappler. I think that he is good in scrambles. He has good subs, and dude's tough. He's got that Hawaiian blood. He brings it. I like last time he came out lost, but he came out throwing body shots. I like that. I like what I saw when he come out. He was working the body. So he's working body head, making people guess. I could see somehow, I don't know if he goes in and digs for a single, gets him on the ground, but somehow it's going to end up in some type of scramble. And I think Smolka's definitely going to win that scramble, definitely probably get his back and probably sub him or control the round. I saw that minus 130, and I was thinking about laying a bet. I only have one other bet going. I had two bets, which I still do have two bets, but one involved Julian, and that got canceled, so it knocked the parlay from a 3 to a 2. and I'll discuss them as they come up. But I have another bet, which we'll talk when we get there. But I thought about making this my third bet because this is about my second most confident spot on the card. No, my third most confident spot on the card was Smolka somehow picking up a win, whether it's decision, sub, KO. I don't know how he's going to do it, but I see Smolka, and I'll probably make a bet just straight up money line whenever we get off here on Smolka. But that's definitely the pick, and I'll probably drop a bet on it as well. Did you say that you bet this, Brady?
Yeah, I got it at -135.
Nice. So you just bet straight money line?
Yep.
Very nice, boys. Yeah, guys, if you could scroll down when you hit that like button, hit that little share button, share it to your social media accounts, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, MySpace. You can copy the link, take it to your text message, put it in any group chats, send it to your best friend. If we got 46 people in here, if y'all send it to one person, tell one person, we got a good amount of people in here. So do that. But the 46 people in here, we appreciate each and every one of you. And P, let's say they want to get their left bicep as big as your left bicep that's showing right there in that picture. Let's say they want to get as juiced as you. Where do they need to go?
Yeah, bulksupplements.com. Enter that promo code PUBSports. You'll get 5 to 10% off your purchase. Bulksupplements.com, code PUBSports.
You mean that they can get juicy thighs like yours if they just, as long as they order their protein and their amino acids from bulksupplements.com?
Yeah, they'll get all jacked up. Jacked up.
That's what I like to hear. Next up on the fight card, we got Reese McKee coming in facing Alex Morono. El Jefe, you got some odds on this, sir?
Yep. Morono comes in at -180. McKee +150, over and under 2.5. Pick them either way. -115.
Nice. Brady, what you think about it?
Yeah, kind of a tough fight to call here. Just based off the physical advantages of McKee. He's going to have like a 6-inch reach advantage. He looked fairly bigger at the weigh-ins as well. I just don't think he's all that great. He does have a 100% finish rate. But the dudes he's knocking out, like, they're not very good at all. I really question the competition, and he's been knocked out twice himself. Alex Morono, like, talking about bad fight IQ, like, this dude's fight IQ is awful. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and his ground game is actually really good, 35% submission rate. The problem is he never uses it. I mean, he has 0 takedowns landed in the UFC, and if he went out there and if he went for takedowns, he would look like -300 here easily. It's just he doesn't do that. So, I mean, you'd think someone would tell him, like, take this dude down and you're going to win easy. But it's just not something he does. So they're probably going to stand and bang with each other for as long as it lasts. The thing I did here, I took the under 2.5 at +100. I really like that under for a couple of reasons. McKee, I'm not sold on the guy. He's been knocked out twice in 14 fights. He's been knocked out in 2 times out of his 3 losses. Morono's been knocked out twice himself. Both guys are fairly decent finishers. And I think someone's going to sleep here. I'm going to lean towards the Morono side just because he has fought the better competition. I'm the more experienced guy, and I really don't think McKee is all that good. But I wouldn't be surprised if McKee knocked him out here. So give me Morono, but I do like that under 2.5.
Nice. What you think about it, P?
Yeah, I'll just shout out what's going on 2 cents, Biggs Omega, Jacksonville Zoe, Billy, Dried Spicy, everyone in the chat, what's going on. And I'm kind of with Brady. I personally think this Reese McKee guy is a can crusher. I actually don't think he's good at all. I know it looks worse because he got rolled by Khamzat, and a lot of people will get rolled by him, but he's just like, he leaves himself open to a lot of shots too. I know Morono isn't like that great, but Morono, this is kind of what we just said with that Murat Marcos fight. Morono's fought a lot of good fighters, decent fighters, and he hits hard. I mean, he hits hard. He can get clipped. I actually think he hits too hard for Reese McKee. I actually see him knocking Reese McKee out. So I like where Brady was going with that under 2.5. And, I mean, let's be honest. For everyone, and I've seen a lot of love for Reese McKee, wouldn't this line go down by now? It's still like 150, 155. It's not like it's a pick-em price.
Yeah, people are just leaning that way. They're not putting their money where their mouth is.
Yeah, so I think this is I think Morono knocks this guy out and probably like round 2. I don't know. I get like he's got good height, good size, but he's a can crusher. That's all he is. He just went to Cage Warriors, beat a bunch of people out, comes to the UFC, and I think he gets knocked out here. So I'll go with Morono by KO.
Nice. What you think about a boss?
Yeah, I'm on board, man. I like Moreno. I like him actually by KO or by sub. I think with the jiu-jitsu, I mean, he's got a huge edge there on the mat. Obviously, we saw how easy Kazmat took down Rise McKee. And Alex, he throws those big hooks. He'll hook you all the way till your back's against the fence, and he'll drag your ass to the ground. I mean, I've seen him do it. He can do that easy to this guy. So he's got a path to victory. And I think he has improved a lot on the striking. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I do worry a little about his chin. He has been rocked, and we've seen it, but he seems to recover okay. He wears his damage pretty bad, though. Like, he gets bloodied up. His face gets jacked up pretty quick. But if he decides to stand and bang there, which I don't think he is, I think he's looking for W's here, and he's going to take the easiest path to victory. So I think he has the huge edge in the grappling, the jiu-jitsu, and I think he goes for the sub. I think he makes this quick. So I'm going Moreno by sub.
Nice. This is one that I've kind of been tossing back and forth. Just like y'all said, there has been love on Reese McKee and some pretty sharps on it. You know what I mean? And then you watch tape. My man he has some decent striking, but like P said, he's crushing cans. Like, he's beating people that don't have a quarter the experience as Morono does. The only thing I don't like is Morono does come in and get into firefights. He'll come in. He likes to do spinning attacks. I don't know if he's a black belt in Taekwondo or what he is, but he likes to try to be flashy. He likes to throw hooks, like Boss said. He comes in. He's not a real technical boxer to say. He likes to bang it out, and he can get clipped. If he was to come in and just wrestle this dude, just come in, and whether you clinch him, take him against the cage, drop down, change levels, get a single, my man is going to go down. This is, if anybody's watched me do any predictions or anything like that, like, I have a problem either leaning or definitely putting money on somebody that goes down when you blow on them wrong. Like, you blow the wind that blows the wrong way, Reese McKee can be taken down. And hopefully, Brady, what do you think? Do you think that there's a chance that Morono's going to have a motherfucking stupid spectrum moment and not attempt any grappling at all and just come? Because if he comes out and just straight bangs it out with McKee, there's a chance he's going to get fucking KO'd.
Dude, if we all know it. Everybody knows it, that if you take him down, you're going to win this fight fairly easy. But will he do it? I don't know. You'd think so, but I really can't trust him. But hopefully he does. I think it'd be easy if he did.
Yeah, he doesn't traditionally shoot a lot. I mean, that's not his thing. So it does.
Yeah, but, I mean, he has the better.
He's got to get wiser here. I mean, he's only getting older, and at this age in his career, like, he needs to fucking pick up some W's. So.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you think this, though, boss? Like, let's say, like, you're Morono's trainer, right? Jeff Slaughterhouse, trainer of the stars, got Morono training him for this. You do your tape study. You're like, yeah, this fucking McKee guy gets taken down all the fucking time. Yo, Morono, we're drilling wrestling this whole fucking camp, and we're going to smother this cat. If I think that, you think that, P thinks that, Big Brain thinks that, then his coaches have to be telling him, and that cocksucker never does it. So I say all that. My lean is Morono. Like, I think the experience is going to kick in, and even in a firefight, I do think he can hold his own. But this Reese McKee kid, he can strike. So I'm going to go basis on hopefully, just hopefully, he initiates some grappling. Like, I don't know, like, hey, start attacking the neck or something. Like, he has a sick guillotine, attacking neck, getting a clinch, rip that head down and attack a neck. I don't know, do something. The lean is McKee, the lean is Morono. Definitely not placing any moolah on this. Anybody else got anything to add on this?
Well, Morono by sub is plus 500, so I'm taking a shot on that. I think he has a big advantage there. I just like to you know, when I see someone where they can expose someone else's weakness, like
I like it. I like it.
Jump on it.
Do you know how many subs Morono has?
Because it could go either way. I mean, literally, if they stand and bang, it's not like Moreno's just all of a sudden done. He could knock out McKee. It could go the other way around too.
Yeah, I think he'll knock him out.
Yeah. See what I mean? They both have chances at, and I agree with Preston. I think Morono has the better chance of knocking him out, knocking Reese out. So
Well, there you go,
guys.
Reese.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, we're all on the same page there. I think that's pretty easy.
Nice. Yeah, we had a little over 50. Y'all are doing it. I tell you what, so if you follow us on Twitter, we got people like Millie Mills. We got people out here. I guess the other day I done forgot, but apparently I said something about doing some push-ups. Well, I started doing push-ups and sit-ups and stuff like that. I kind of forgot about it, but a couple people taking it seriously. So shout out to y'all. Y'all busting y'all's 200 push-ups out today. If we can get up to and this is going to be tough, guys. I'll say 75. We get to 75 after we get off here tonight. I will record myself, post it on Twitter, doing 100 push-ups straight. I don't know if I can do it, but I'll do it. We need 75 in here strong, and I'll post a video of me doing my 100 push-ups straight in a row. So that's 75 we need. Shit, we just jumped up to 50. Watch that bitch jump to fucking 175 real quick. But it'll be worth it, and I'll be looking jack, boys. Next up on the card, we got this one right here. I can't wait to hear the panel. We got Ashley Yoder. We got Miranda Granger. El Jefe, you got some odds on this?
Yep. Granger comes in at minus 160, Yoder plus 130, over and under 2.5, over minus 315, under plus 255.
Very nice. Young Brady, big brain. Tell him about it.
Yeah, so I believe Granger opened up at like minus 170. The line completely shot down to, I think she was like an underdog for a second. I know some people that did better as an underdog. I bet her at minus 107. She's like minus 160 now. I definitely wouldn't touch that, but I did like the line of God. Miranda Granger, there's a lot of things I like about her. Before she came into the UFC, she looked like a grappler. I mean, she's finished 71% of her wins by submission. She comes into the UFC against Hannah Goldie. She outstrikes her for 15 minutes. The next fight, she goes in there against Amanda Lemos, gets submitted in a couple minutes there in the first round. The thing about that is, in both of her UFC fights, she came in on short notice for both of them. And in this fight, she's going to have her very first full training camp, which I think is going to help out a ton. She seems really confident on Instagram, saying she's finally got her full training camp. She can't wait to show everybody what she can do. And I'm just not overly impressed with Ashley Yoder at all. I think she's really bad. I mean, she's able to get takedowns on these fighters. A lot of her fights play out really close. She gets these takedowns, and she does absolutely nothing with them. She throws really low volume, 2.96 significant strikes landed per minute, 48% striking defense, which is awful. She pretty much eats punches with her face. And Granger, I'm not like overly impressed on her, but I do think she's going to have the edge in the striking. And what I noticed about Yoder in a lot of her tape, like she's used to being the fighter with the better reach, the better height, and especially at weigh-ins, like Granger's the bigger fighter. It says they're both 5'7", but she looked like a good inch and a half taller than Yoder there. And if Yoder does take down Granger, like Granger's ground game looks pretty solid. She's finished a lot of her wins by submission. Her guard game looks good. She can get sweeps, reversals. She's very active off her back. And even off her back, I think she's going to do more than Yoder. Like Yoder does absolutely nothing. No strikes. She doesn't really go for submissions all that much. And she's a really boring fighter. If Yoder wins, this fight's going to be awful. But I'm going to lean with Granger. I think on the feet, she's going to throw a ton more volume. I think she's the more defensively sound fighter as well. And I like her. I bet her at minus 107, but I don't like her at the minus 160. I wouldn't bet that.
Nice. What you think about it, P?
Yeah, I mean, for me, gun to head, I'd probably take Yoder at the current odds plus 130, just because, like Ray said, she's good to wrestling and just controlling her opponent. So we bet her against Kondo. Remember that fight? Because she had a very clear grappling edge there. If Granger's as good as Brady's saying on the ground, maybe she can cause problems and get the fight back to the feet. It's on the feet. I lean Granger, but again, tapped out in 4 minutes, but in her last fight doesn't look great. I don't know. I'm just another women's MMA fight. I'm not confident with either of these girls. I don't think either girl will do much in the division as a whole. And, Yoder loses a close split to Marcos. Arguably, she could get that win. She does what I like, which is heavy offensive wrestling, get the opponent down, just grind clock out to win rounds. So I like that. So I do like her game. Granger looks to be a better, flowier striker, mover. Maybe Yoder gasses out, and then Granger takes over round 2, round 3, kind of like the Jan Claudia fight last week. I could see a similar fight happening to that, where, maybe if you lay the 160, you're kind of worried a bit, but Granger ekes out the decision. But with current odds, I'll take Yoder to take 2 out of the 3 rounds and win a split decision. No bet on the fight, though.
Ooh, there we go, P. Now we're talking. El Jefe, what you think about it?
Yeah, I'm actually on the side with Preston here. I think Yoder, to me, has all the experience in the world compared to Granger. I mean, one thing we know for certain about Yoder is every fight she's in is a decision for sure. Every single fight in the UFC that she's been in has been a decision. So, shows you she's durable, but yeah, she is a good wrestler. I think she does have the edge in the jiu-jitsu, and I think she's better on the mat. Granger, to me, I mean, she'll have the edge on the feet, obviously, but I don't think we've seen too many of Yoder's fights just stand in the middle of the octagon banging. I mean, she's going to try to clinch up, do her thing, control you, and at plus money, 130, I'd take a shot on it. I like Yoder.
Yeah, see, damn it. I was hoping we were going to have a consistency on this, because this is one that I'm kind of both sides on. Like, at first, I was on Yoder, and I was arguing on it. And then watched a little bit of tape, talked to, I don't remember who I talked to, but I talked to somebody. I might have listened to one of Brady's things, and he was talking about Granger. And then I started watching more Granger. And here's kind of what my deciding factor is, and I know we all watch tape and stuff like that, but do y'all know, okay, so when Yoder comes in, is she a strike into a clinch and then get a body, like a foot trip takedown, or will she change levels and go after a single? I mean, do y'all, or like a double?
She'll change levels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
it's been a little bit of both.
And
really.
the reason I pose that question is Granger has a real high guard. You know what I'm saying? She has a real high guard. So therefore, for her to stop those level changes, she has to go from here, you know what I'm saying, she has to change levels real quick. And that's what you see a lot of people when they fight with their hands down, and, like an a la Wonder Boy, something like that. That's why they're hard to get to the ground, because they can spar out quicker. So, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, at first, I was on Yoder, and I think I'm Brady. I'm sorry. I think I'm going to go with Yoder. You're just gonna have to shit in all our mouths tomorrow, I guess.
That's all right.
I'm going Yoder too, man. Like, my original thought was Yoder. I think she's gonna make it a boring fight. I think she's not gonna stand there and strike with the striker. She's gonna try to initiate the grappling. She's gonna try to clinch, hold it up against the cage, hopefully drag her down, and probably pick up a decision, 29-28, something like that. Probably even a split decision. It's probably going to be super, super close. I'm not going to bet anything on it. I don't know if the boys are going to bet anything on it. If that's the case, I'm rooting for you, brother. I'm rooting for Granger. In this prediction game, I kind of think Yoder's going to win. So, looks like we got a couple people on Yoder. We got a couple people on Granger in the chat. We got Mills just says, I love all women's MMA, he says. So, shout out to the boys. We got 55 of y'all in there. Let's make sure we get those likes up, boys. Let's get those likes up. If you haven't hit the like button, slide over there, hit the like button. And also, let's say you like this nice little baby blue hitter, all right? You like this baby blue hitter? Now, it's probably not going to look as good on you as it does on me, but this is your best chance of looking this good, boys. Talking Hands, baby blue hitter, you know what I'm saying? You can get that, pubsportsradio.com. Go to the merchandise tab, pick you up a Talking Hands baby blue hitter, or pick yourself up a Mo and Nikki We Be Pubbing shirt. That's a straight up banger. Or, hey, Hey, you sexy beast up there, stand up. Show them the merchandise. Give me a Rick Rude. Show them the merchandise. There you go, some Talkin Hands gear. You want to support the brand? And there you go. It's definitely not going to look as good on you as it does on P, but you just got to just rock with it, boys. So if you could slide over there, it is going to make you look a little bit more vascular for sure. So support the brand. Go over there, pick you up a shirt, pick you up a. Hey, have them Cash It hats dropped? I'm definitely going to pick me up one of them Cash It hats
next week.
Ooh, I like it. Hey, that RSP Razor Sharp Pick shirt's going to drop too, isn't it?
Yep, that's coming up soon too. Yep.
Nice. And as we're at it real quick, let's just go ahead. I know this is an MMA stream, but let's say Preston, somebody wants to play a little game. They like to play a game. They want to play little wolf spreads. Let them know what they need to do.
Yeah, you guys can download the app, Wolf Spreads. It's an app for Android and iPhone. Enter the Pub Sports Radio Battle Royale, I believe is the name of the contest. You get $2,000 to play with. Winner gets some Pub Sports Radio merch. So NFL, it's all NFL right now. Spreads and totals or money line, whatever you want to bet. $500 max bet. NFL contest. Pub Sports Radio Battle Royale is the name. Wolf Spreads. Wolf Spreads is the app.
And who was the champ last week?
Yeah, Jeff had everything on
the El Jefe, El Champion.
Saves us a t-shirt, boys.
There you go. Hey, put one in your closet, boss.
I'll keep winning. I'll keep saving these shirts. Y'all have to come get them.
There you go. Wham, bam, boom.
Yeah, we might have had me and Jeff might have been that $500,000 money line bet on Saints last week. I wish.
No shit.
I wish.
Yeah.
I almost, Saints to win by over 30 was plus 10,000. And I told Nick all week they're going to win by over 30.
Oh, no.
I'm ready to jump a window, hop a window.
I got another banger this week. It's the same as the spread the last week, the Saints. So if it happens, going to have a big number to beat.
Oh, underdog money line?
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of 3.5, so that could be a lot of different games. Yeah.
There you go, boys. That's some NFL. We're on that too. We're here 7 days a week. Monday Night Football. Tuesday, me and Brady break down the current UFC kind of first look, first glance, and DK DraftKings edition. We do that an hour before we go live for the Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series that we're making cash and bets all night on that bag boy. Wednesday, we got Millie Mills seconds out talking any UFC news, Bellator news, breaking down the Bellator card with Guru, the MMA prediction guru. A lot of shit going through the head. Thursday, we got Bellator and Thursday Night Football. Friday, we got Talkin Hands, where we break down every single UFC event at 8 p.m. every single Friday. Also, before each and every primetime game, you got Billy Briz out there breaking down his DFS NFL looks. We got razor sharp picks Tuesday, Thursday, breaking it down. We got the college football slate Saturday morning, NFL slate Sunday morning. We're bringing you that content. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, and let's get on to this next fight, boys. Next up, we got probably the best fight on the card. The fight that I did already place a bet. We got Sean Strickland versus Brendan Allen. El Jefe, please drop me these odds, please, sir.
Yep. Brendan Allen minus 120, Strickland minus 110, over and under 2.5, over minus 170, under plus 140.
Nice. Brady, please let me know which side you're on this.
Yeah, so this is probably, one of the tougher fights to call on the card. Just a really intriguing matchup, especially considering it's at a 195-pound catchweight. And honestly, I do think that favors Brendan Allen a little bit more than the Strickland side, because Strickland has been fighting at 170 pretty much his whole life. So there's that. It's the only thing is I'm not sure how good Allen's cardio it really is. I mean, his last fight, he definitely sort of gassed out a little bit. Hopefully he's been making those improvements, and you definitely can. The dude's 24 years old. Each and every fight, like, you see so many improvements from Allen. Like, his striking is improving each and every time. And I'm really struggling to pick a winner. I'm going to lean on the Allen side because I do think the 195-pound catchweight will help him. And Strickland does have a good takedown defense, but a lot of that was at 170. So it's going to be interesting to see how his takedown defense holds up at this 195-pound catchweight. I do think Allen could be the stronger fighter. If Allen gets on top, Strickland could be in a world of trouble here. And on the feet, I actually don't think it's like, as big as a gap as people think. Strickland's probably the better striker, but Allen's going to be coming forward, throwing more. Sure, Strickland's the more technical fighter, but Allen's going to be, pushing the action. I think the smaller cage as well is going to favor Allen here. And this is like a completely different matchup from the last fight where Strickland faced Marshman there, because Allen is like nothing like Marshman. So very exciting fight. The pick's going to be Allen. I'm not going to bet it. I would have liked to get it at like the plus 120 mark where it kind of opened there, but going Allen here.
Nice. What you think about it, Big P?
Yeah, so I think it was last week, right? Allen was going to fight Heinz.
Yeah, Heinz gets blessed with the fucking better match.
Gastelum. Yeah, he's going to fight Gastelum in January.
How's that work?
So when this got announced, I was kind of irritated because Allen was my best bet last week. I thought he was going to actually roll Heinz pretty easily. And here, like Brady's saying, I think it's a pretty difficult fight for him. I do like the size advantage. I think he can get Strickland down and eventually seek out that sub. But Strickland has a good ground game. Strickland's flows a little better, moves better standing. And, I mean, he did just beat up, I don't want to say a tomato can, but, he looked good standing against Marshman and didn't really take much damage there. Well, Allen made the weight cut, didn't get the fight versus Heinz because of COVID, and now he's fighting, to me, a tougher opponent in Sean Strickland. Allen, though, he's one of my guys, quote unquote, that I support. I think Allen gets this done. I don't like the matchup for him that much, but if Allen is as good as I think he is and as good as he can be with his improved striking, he has very good jiu-jitsu, a really good ground game, and with this being a catch weight, I don't think he's going to gas out as much as maybe if he was cutting to 185 and Strickland put a heavy pace on him. I'm going to take Brendan Allen. We'll go round 3 submission. Brendan Allen, round 3 submission.
Ooh, very nice. You probably get some good odds on that if you bet it just like that. What you think about it, boss?
Yeah, man, I'm torn on this one, and my bookie just went down right now. I can't find my odds. Hold up. Yep, something went wrong. But we know what they were, 120, 110.
Yep.
Man, I don't know. I'm torn on this because I think Strickland has a slight edge, obviously all around MMA, but Allen's just a pure freaking specialist. He pretty much does what he does and gets out and taps people. So I still don't think with his improved striking, Allen's not going to be looking to bang with this guy. He's still going to go, in and get the takedowns and go after that. But like Preston said, Strickland's good off his back. He has a good guard. And if he can kind of wear out Allen, I think it does favor Strickland in the later rounds. The one problem I do have, like Brady said, the 195, that does scare me. Allen's more suited for that. I think he's going to, use that weight to kind of lay on him a little bit more. Man, I got to lean Allen here. I'm not confident in it as I was last week, like Preston said. That probably was our flip that cash bet, but it got torn off the card, obviously. So I'll lean Allen here. Yeah, I think both these guys can win, but I think Allen, has a clearer path with the sub, probably round 2.
Woo, there we go. Makes your boy feel better. I guess after that, which way I put the cheddar on. I did place a bet on Brendan Allen at I went ahead. I think I got it like minus 110. I didn't get that dog money, but I pretty much got it. I got it even money. But at first I was on Brendan, right? I kind of thought how we were all thinking, and then how we can all overthink things. You just start going through things in your mind. Recent bias comes into play. You remember his last fight. You're like, why did that didn't even go for any takedowns when he clearly should have. What did he do? He stood with a striker and kept at range, but he was the longer, rangier fighter. He stayed behind his jab, his cross, kept his distance, and was okay with winning decision. So then I was like, okay, yeah, that's probably what he's going to do is he's going to stop the takedown. Brendan Allen has been shown that he does have maybe a gas tank problem, maybe in the later rounds. So then I was like, Strickland. But then the more I started thinking about it, small cage, boys, small cage. And Brendan Allen, the weigh-ins is when I went ahead and just had to go ahead and drop that bet, was because that man looked so much bigger than what I thought he was going to look compared to Sean Strickland. When I was thinking Sean Strickland, I was thinking long, lanky, quite a bit bigger than his people, but I wasn't thinking about it being at 195. I think Brendan Allen's clearly the bigger, stronger fighter, not as crisp of striking, but I think that he's going to be able to walk forward, cut the cage off, press him up against the cage, drag Strickland to the ground. Maybe not every time, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he might take a while to get him down, but he's going to have Strickland on the defense instead of Strickland backing him up. So maybe in the third round, if it gets there, Allen gets a little tired. Strickland comes back in the third, maybe wins the third if he's not submitted by then. But I went ahead and dropped that money just on the straight money line, Brendan Allen. And I'm fairly confident after the weigh-ins. I just think he's the bigger, stronger, more technical grappler, not as technical of a striker, but probably the more powerful of a striker. And I think he's the more upcoming prospect. So the pick and bet is Brendan Allen. Anybody got anything else to add on this one?
Yeah, just one thing is Brendan Allen, you do worry a little bit about his mental state because he said in an interview that he wasn't going to fight till next year. So that you wonder if last fight, because he's already, I think it's twice now that the Ian Heinich fight didn't go through. So
Yeah.
So after that, he's like, I'm not going to fight till next year. And you got to wonder if, he just kind of mentally was like, all right, I'm checking out for this year. But, that's all. These guys know how to fight. So, I mean, that's all. I don't think the mental aspect will be that big of a deal. But
yeah. Well, okay. El Jefe, okay, let me pose this one to you. You're the only one on the panel that is an actual dad, an actual Faja. I have a nephew that I'm like a Faja figure to, and he's like my little mini-me, but he's not my son. So let's say Brendan Allen, if you follow him on IG, he's like a pretty brand new dad, within, like his kids, maybe, 6, 8 months old, a year old, something like that. So do you think that could go into play of, he's a new father, he wants to provide for his kids, so that's why he's taking this fight, he wants to come. I kind of took that as a kind of more of a motivation, like he's probably going to be more thrive to win now that he's a dad wanting to provide for his family.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't know because, I haven't talked to him, but I don't
mindset wise.
It's a different thing with fighting, I guess, because, you need to know how these people approach this shit. Half of these guys probably just want to go in there and kill somebody.
Yeah, because you remember like Cowboy Cerrone, he was a different cowboy after he had his son. You know what I'm saying? Like when then he would talk about it. Well, I'm not just fighting for me, I'm fighting for my kid. So that's just kind of the mindset that I try to think that's how I would be if I was a dad and I was fighting. It would just give me that extra.
On the flip side, though, like, do you want to go into war and take a chance of getting your fucking lights knocked out and having concussions and all this shit? Like, maybe you're a little more cautious. I don't know, man. It's all heat. It's just instincts and, who's better prepared. And I think Allen is a specialist at something as opposed to Strickland, who's just good at kind of everything. So, I think the specialist, you almost got to ride with that at minus 120 at least.
Nice. Big Brady P, y'all got anything to add on this one before we hit that next up?
Nope.
Nice. Next up, we got Antônio Arroyo versus Eryk Anders. You got any odds on this, boss?
Yep. Give me 1 second.
So we have 125 for Anders and 105 for Arroyo.
Wow, very nice, very nice. Young Brady, please pop it off.
Yeah, so I see a lot of love out there for Antônio Arroyo, including myself. So I bet him at plus 120 here. The line is coming down a ton. And I was on Arroyo before I saw the weigh-ins. And after seeing the weigh-ins, I like him a ton more. So if you have not watched the weigh-ins, go back and watch. Eryk Anders looked awful. He missed weight. He did not look all that good. And Arroyo looked the complete opposite. He looked very, very good. The dude's absolutely shredded. He's the bigger fighter as well by 2 inches. And just as the overall game, like, I hate watching Eryk Anders fights. Like, it's so frustrating. Whatever you want him to do, he does the complete opposite. And he's very low volume. A lot of his fights are boring if he's not getting that first round knockout. And I just think Arroyo's the better fighter. I think Anders is on a slight decline here. He hasn't been looking all that good as of late. And Arroyo is really good striking, really good kicks, kicks to the body, kicks to the head. His ground game is really good. I believe he's a black belt in BJJ as well. The only thing I'm worried about is if Anders wants to take down Arroyo. I think he can, but after seeing the weight cut and after seeing Anders slow down in general, I don't know if he has the cardio to wrestle for 3 rounds here. So even if he does, I think Arroyo off his back is fine. Like, he was able to survive from Andre Muniz, somebody who I'm really high on. So I like Arroyo pretty much everywhere the fight goes. I think he's going to win just based off of throwing more output here. Anders does not let his hands go. So, don't mind fading Anders anytime he's the favorite here. So got the plus 120. I think, plus 105 where it's at now is still a good bet. And by the time the fight starts, I do think that it will be a pick'em or a slight favorite there for Arroyo. See a lot of love for him now.
Very nice. What you think about it, young Preston?
Yeah, this is, your boy isn't going to bet on your boy. We'll say that. Eryk,
no pun intended.
Yeah, no, Eryk Anders, I think, kind of a trash bag. The last fight, what was it, 15 minutes of clinch work with Jocko, and then he got pissed that he lost the decision. I mean, I don't know, what can you say? He doesn't throw much, he doesn't do much. And what really irritates me is I thought he was going to take down Khalil Roundtree at will when they fought, and he just got eaten alive on the feet. I'm like, I'm done with this guy. Like, he's done. And not only that, we can go way, way back when he loses a decision to Machida that he won. Lost a lot of money on that fight. That was back in the day, way back in the day. Arroyo, though, young guy, looks like he's pretty legit. Good striking, good ground.
He looks like you when you take your shirt off, right?
Yeah, okay. Not even close.
How would you know, Mo?
Hey, you don't worry about that.
Y'all be texting each other.
We had some meetings back here.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go with Arroyo. Even money or 105, whatever it is. I think he's better. Anders is kind of on his last legs. I think a loss here, he'll be done. So I'll take Arroyo. Man, I don't even know if he'll be a finish or a decision because even that's kind of dicey. But I just think he's a younger, fresher fighter, and we've seen the best of Anders, which is not much. So Arroyo here for the win.
Nice. Yeah. What you think about it?
I mean, this is pretty much a fucking no watch for me, dude. I'm not going to bet this at all. It could go either way. Either of these guys could knock each other out, or it could just be like last fight. They're just clinched up the whole time.
Yeah, and that's the big worry. Whoever you bet, if they just clinch against the cage, how do the judges score it?
Yeah, because Anders has good takedown defense. Like, he's pretty, and he got the, I give him the edge and the power and the wrestling, but Arroyo is probably more of a technical wrestler. He mixes in his takedowns better with the striking. Anders, we know he kind of doesn't let loose. But, I think he will come out more aggressive. He knows this is the end of his career. He could even get cut soon. I mean, if he loses here.
Yep.
So maybe he does go balls to the wall. And if that's the case, we know he's got power. So, I mean, dude, I'm going to wait. If I'm betting this, which I'm not, but if I was, I would wait literally till the line. Whoever's the dog at the fucking start, I would take.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad look because both these guys, I know Brady said that Antônio has a little bit more volume, right? You said he strikes at a little bit more volume.
Yeah.
Do you have those stats? Like, what's their significant strikes that both of them land?
Well, small sample size for Arroyo, but he lands 3.12. But that is a 2-fight sample size, and a lot of that fight he was on the ground with Andre Muniz. Eryk Anders, a lot bigger sample size. He only lands 3.02.
Yeah. I just, from what I remember, Anders comes out real low volume, comes out, throws big pot shots, he'll throw like a 2 down the middle, but he won't throw a hook behind it or anything like that. Throws just single shots. Has some pretty good hips. Seems like he doesn't want to blow his gas tank, so he kind of paces himself, and he doesn't look to he just doesn't look like he has that killer instinct. And then you have somebody like Antônio. He comes out a brick shit house. He throws with intent, but he's kind of a single striker as well. So this is more of a fade for me on Anders, and kind of what Boss was saying as far as who's ever the dog in this situation, I would probably be more willing to lean. But as of right now, like my lean and my pick is Antônio, but it's really more of a fade on Anders, because if Anders would come out and he would just go balls to the wall, maybe mix in some wrestling with his striking, maybe throw 3-4 punch combos, blitzing, go for the kill, then I would, dude looks like he's got some skills. It's just he's a little bit too hesitant. I'm willing to go on the prospect, and so the pick here is Arroyo. You got anything else to add on this, El Jefe?
No, man. I'll just wait and see what happens tomorrow. I mean, I could see money coming in on Anders just because he's more of the name here, but we'll see. We'll see. If more money comes in on Anders, I'll be glad to take Aurora at higher plus money.
Yeah. And hey, guys, if you're suffering from stress, anxiety, joint pain, visit Natural Heights at 1880 Nacogdoches Road in San Antonio, or call them at 210-592-1060. That's 210-592-1060. Next up on the card, boys, we got one that I know there's a couple people split on, and I don't really understand it. Maybe we can clear up some answers right here. We got Cory McKenna versus Hansen. El Jefe, drop me some odds, sir.
Yep. So let's see. Hansen comes in as the big favorite now, minus 225. McKenna plus 175.
Nice. Brady, pop that off.
I don't have the over and unders right now. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all good, brother.
It's going over no matter what, I think. But yeah, this fight is it's a tough fight to call. I get why it seems like everybody in the world is betting Cory McKenna this week. I mean, I
know that's why I was saying I can't. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody in the world is betting her, and I mean, I can understand why. I guess I think this will be close. I think Hansen should not be that big of a favorite, but just looking at the fight itself, like this fight, like 95% chance is going to touch the mat, and at that point, Hansen's going to have the advantage. Watching tape on McKenna, she gets taken down in a lot of fights by these low-level opponents. And Hansen, I'm not overly high on her, but in this spot, like where she's going to be on the mat, that's her big strength there. I do think that she's a better grappler, and I can see Hansen maybe getting a submission or winning a close decision. This is something I want my money nowhere near. I would never, ever bet Hansen as like a minus 220 favorite ever. So I can kind of see why people are taking the value shot on McKenna. It makes sense, I guess, but I really want nothing to do with this fight. The pick's going to be Hansen. I think since it is touching the mat, probably most of the fight, you got to give her the advantage. But I don't even think she's worth the underdog pick there. Give me Hansen to get it done, but not betting it.
Nice, P. So this is the one you're throwing the 1,500 on, right?
No, sir.
Never again in women's MMA.
Yeah. I mean, we've gotten burned so much, but I'll be honest. These girls could probably. The UFC doesn't have the division Invicta does. Make 105. They're pretty small for 115. Yeah. I favor Hansen. And the thing, what would be great is Hansen wins this fight, and then she goes against a girl with very good striking, and then I will bet that girl heavy. Because Hansen's striking is not good in the slightest. But she has good wrestling, good ground game, good top control. McKenna's good enough to avoid the subs from her back. And I mean, I'm gonna go with Hansen. I get people don't want to lay, I guess, the 200, 210. I can see why, but I just think she's much better than McKenna. McKenna didn't impress me. And really, McKenna, I think, was a pretty decent dog against that Vanessa Demopoulos girl. And then you saw she just fought someone in Invicta, and she got killed. So turns out she wasn't that good either. So I'll go with Hansen. She has a UFC victory already, and like I said, maybe she gets thrown to the wolves, and I can fade her next fight.
Yeah, and speaking of her first victory, I mean, goddamn, I bet on Hansen and she fought very fucking hard to get that win. She could not get a takedown to stay right.
Busted up pretty good too.
Frey, who's one of the weaker fucking opponents in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't even think she's in the UFC.
And
anymore.
she outclassed her on the feet. Frey, if she probably would have won that fight without.
If she didn't get subbed,
Yeah,
she would
if
have
she
won the
didn't get subbed,
decision. Yeah.
So
Yeah, because Frey just got killed by Luma Lokbenmi in the clinch.
yeah, so I mean, I'm like, man, Hansen scares me because she works so hard to get those takedowns. McKenna, in my opinion, is probably the better wrestler, and I think she can stuff a lot of those takedowns. If Hansen had that much of a problem trying to get Frey down, I think she's gonna have a problem getting McKenna down too. McKenna does have the better striking, in my opinion, very slightly. She does work with Team Alpha Male. She's a good grappler too. Kay Hansen, she's gonna have the edge on the mat, like Brady alluded to. But man, at this price, dog or pass, I'll go McKenna plus 170. Why not? I mean, these girls are almost like spitting images of each other almost, and they're both the same age by like a month difference.
Yeah, they're both 21. Yeah.
So I think that's a good matchup for each other. I think it's an even matchup. Like Brady said, the freaking over is probably a lock for sure, but I could see McKenna winning this. I mean, just as much as I can see Hansen. So I'll take a shot with McKenna.
Well, the reason I was saying it is because I think at some point in time, one McKenna has been taken down by way lesser. Hansen's a pretty credentialed grappler, isn't she? She. I don't remember where I saw. Like, what?
21 years old. It's not.
She's a purple belt. They both are.
Yeah, but doesn't she train at like where does she train out of? Like, where does she have that purple belt out of? Remember?
10th Planet. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was, under Eddie Bravo. That's where I saw that. I think that her scrambling and her submission grappling is going to be better than McKenna's. I think when they end up on the ground, there's going to be a scramble, and I think Kay Hansen's going to have better top control. It's going to be heavier, maybe get in half guard, hold her down, transition to some kind of sub, something like that. I definitely not going to bet her. I definitely not going to place any money even on a prop on her. But I think the better fighter of the two is Hansen. I just don't think McKenna's that good. But I'm not mad at anybody that wants to take that dog money because it is a toss-up fight. It's women's MMA. I could see Hansen getting her down and McKenna throwing up an armbar, and with it being women's MMA, that could go. But Hansen did show to be pretty tough her last fight, so I could see her trying to fight through some stuff and finding a sub on her own. So my pick's probably going to be – it's not probably. My pick is Hansen. I just don't know if it's by decision or sub. So anything you want to add to that, P?
No, I agree. I like Hansen here as well.
What about you, El Jefe?
Nah, man. Nothing.
All right.
The dog here, plus 175 now.
Nice. It's a little Matthew McConaughey. All right. Next up, boys, we got the co-main event of the evening. Khaos Williams versus Abdul Razak Al-Hassan. What are the odds on that, boss?
So Al-Hassan is minus 230 and Khaos Williams is plus 180.
Nice. Big bread. Pop it off, sir.
Man, I hate that I can't see these.
Yeah, so I like Al-Hassan in this matchup quite a bit. I think there's so much recency bias going on with Khaos Williams. Like, we just saw him go out there and knock out Alex Morono in like 20 seconds. I think people are looking into that a little bit too much. I also think people are looking into Al-Hassan's last loss a little bit too much against Manir Lazez. Lazez actually is a really good fighter, and if you guys watched weigh-ins today, Al-Hassan did miss weight again, which. He missed weight in his last fight. So I think people are looking into that a little bit too much. Like, since he missed weight last time, he missed it this time, he's going to lose again. I think this is a completely different matchup. Watching tape on Khaos Williams, like, oh my gosh, like this dude leaves so many openings. He's really, really untechnical. Alhassan's obviously the much better technical striker. Williams does these looping hooks, leaving so many openings to get hit. When he backs up, he leaves his hands down. And, every time I saw that, I'm like, man, Alhassan's going to knock this guy out. So Al-Hassan is probably one of the hardest hitters I've ever seen in my life. Especially at this weight class as well. 100% finish rate, 100% win rate in the first round. This dude hasn't won outside of the first round. And Khaos Williams, he's going to bring the fight that Al-Hassan wants, and that's going to be stand in the middle and bang until one man falls. I'm going to go with the more technical guy. I'm going to go with the more harder hitter. And, Williams, he's a decent power puncher. He looked decently big at weigh-ins, but the dude's only finished 40% of his wins by knockout. And, of course, he's fought a lot of low-level competition as well with that. I mean, he knocked out Alex Morono, but really, how impressive is that? So not really impressive to me. I have Al-Hassan here. I do have a bet on him. I have a bet on him at minus 170 inside the distance. I think like the KO props like minus 150. That's even better, but I did take the safer route with the minus 170 there.
Nice. What you think about it, P?
Yeah, I mean, well, I just want to address this is a pretty intriguing comment by Cody. Women's favorites 13-0 their last 13 fights.
Wow.
Ooh.
Which is,
And also, do you see this one as well? UFC women's overs 46 out of the 67 this year. So
yeah, that one
we've known that.
Yeah,
for
that one
fucking
makes
decades.
that one makes a lot of sense. That's like probably 70%. That 13-0. So if you're just betting women's favorites,
Yeah.
Pretty incredible.
I mean that's nuts.
The one downfall with that is the women's MMA do get 10. The odds are fucking wide usually.
Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to even think just off the top of my head right now. What were the last few women's fights? And I'm drawing a blank. So
I can't think. But
yeah, like I'm just. Yeah, that's how much I guess the division is in my head. So this fight, Abdul Al-Hassan versus Khaos Williams. I'll agree with Brady. I'm seeing, like he said, a lot of people are coming out of the woodwork back in Mr. Khaos Williams for no reason other than he's a big, strong guy who I guess can maybe land a fluky punch. Al-Hassan, he didn't even look that bad against Laziz. He just kind of gassed out like
first round,
like he tends to do, because he hit Laziz with some hard shots, but Laziz had good defense. Khaos Williams does not have good defense. So when Al-Hassan is throwing these big bombs, he's going to crack him with one of them. And barring, and I'll be honest, I think he could take a couple of the punches, because people earlier in the chat, they were talking about Morono has a bad chin. But Morono got hit with a few shots from Williams in that like 30-second knockout. It wasn't just one like fluke shot. It was like a few in a row. I think Al-Hassan has good enough defense where he's not going to get sparked out like that. I'll take Al-Hassan by KO. I was considering it. I mean, we can keep talking about it, but I was considering an Al-Hassan RDA parlay. But I like Al-Hassan. My only trepidation, and I try to even like factor in other handicappers, but I have been seeing a lot of people hop on Khaos Williams at the big plus money. I just think they're taking the stab for a knockout that I don't see coming to fruition. So Al-Hassan, KO, probably round one. That's what I'm going with.
Very nice. What you think about it, boss?
I agree 100% with that. I like the round one KO as well. And even if it goes 2 or 3, I mean, Al-Hassan's the better grappler, all around MMA guy, period. He hits harder, period. And he does have better defense. He has a strong judo background, which, he can get easy takedowns, trips, things like that. And, his only weakness, I guess you could say, is his gas tank, and his takedown defense is a little bit questionable, but a lot of that is due to his gas tank. So I'm all over Abdul here too, man. And it's funny because I actually, I think he gets it done the first round too by KO. I mean, I think he does. So I would take a shot first round KO under. I mean, whatever you can do. This fight is me going under.
Yeah, the panel is that's the popular vote on the panel, because I'm going Abdul as well. It's just I saw that minus 170 and I almost threw a little something on it as well. But I think I might be more willing to just throw that round one KO to make it a little bit better odds. because I think these boys are going to come out and bang. That first 2 minutes, I think they're going to come out trying to take each other's head off. I think maybe, Khaos clearly has the better cardio, but Abdul, he's more technical. He hits, I don't know if he hits harder, but he has better defense. And that's where I think it's going to come into play, where Khaos throws, he leaves his chin real high in the air. And fucking Abdul, man, dude hits so hard. And he brings big wild hooks. And I can see him just kind of going in the center. And it's just one of them where we're just like, whoa, what? And they're just banging. And then Abdul just catches them. Khaos could catch him. If you want to just, it's probably juice to the gills, but just bet fight doesn't go to decision, because that's probably one of the most safest things that you could do on this card, because this isn't going to the judges either way, whether Khaos catches a knockout or Abdul gets that knockout like I think he will. So the pick is Abdul. I want to bet it. I'll probably bet it. Abdul wins in round 1. But I haven't done it yet. But my pick is Abdul. Anything you want to add to that, P?
No, I think Abdul in round 1's like even money, so not a bad look. Not a bad one.
You could get a better price on that. Under 1.5, the prop bet is minus 175. I mean, you want to
there you go.
Because
what about you, young Brady?
Is minus 400. So
yeah. What about you, young Brady?
Yeah, I just bet him inside the distance, pretty heavy, so hopefully he gets it done.
There you go. No Soko bets on this one?
Not at the moment.
Well,
maybe tomorrow.
If Clint, because I believe Clint's going to be on the air. Clint took Khaos, so.
Are we going to have to do a Soko versus
Fireball?
Fucking Fireball?
I mean, it might be some beer tomorrow, but not no
I
Soko
wouldn't
for me.
touch no Soko after that for a long time either. Yeah, don't even want to smell it no more, do you? Yeah, I told you that night. I go, bro, you ain't gonna want to smell that no more. There you
Not
go,
for a while.
and it's there. So main event, boys. Main event. We got a short notice replacement. We got Rafael Dos Anjos coming in facing Paul, the Irish Dragon Felder. Yo, El Jefe, drop me some odds, sir.
Rafael, let's say RDA is minus 190. Felder is plus 155.
Nice. What you think about it, Brady?
Yeah, so we talked about it a little bit before the show, and I actually thought Paul Felder looked like really bad. Like it looks like he lost a ton of muscle mass. And I don't know if this is true, but I thought, like I heard there's an interview with Paul Felder that he didn't eat for like a couple days to make that. He had to cut like 14 pounds in 5 days, so like he didn't eat for a long time, something like that. And I mean, it's got to kind of affect him, right? Like 14 pounds in 5 days. He just didn't look all that good to me. He looked really drained. He looked like, the muscle wasn't there, and could not say the same thing for RDA. RDA looked really, really good, and I was keeping track of his Instagram, looking at him on Insta, and he looked good then. I just wanted to see it on the scales to confirm it, and he definitely did. He looks fantastic there. So as far as the matchup goes, I think just Dos Anjos, like having the full training camp, training for a tough opponent in Islam Makhachev, which was going to be a very wrestling-heavy, grappling-heavy game plan. I think he's going to be ready to go in this fight. And I think if RDA just comes out here and takes down Felder, grinds him out, works in the takedowns, I think his striking is good as well, very technical. I love the output that RDA brings as well. I think this is a pretty, easy fight for RDA outside of him maybe getting knocked out. But, then again, RDA does have a really good chin. He's only been knocked out 2 times in 42 fights. And outside of Felder clipping him, I think this is RDA's fight to lose. I think he can even win on the feet. On the feet, like I think it's close. I still give him the advantage there just with the output. I think he's the more technical striker. And then just mixing in the takedowns, I think, is going to be the biggest thing here. The judges are going to see that. The judges are going to like that. And I don't know. I like Dos Anjos here. I do have him in a parlay with somebody on the next card who is Davis and Figueiredo. So I really like that parlay. Got it at plus money. And give me RDA here. Another thing I was looking at was the under 4.5. I think that's very interesting because Paul Felder coming in on short notice. I know he was training for a triathlon, but that's a triathlon. This is a fight. I mean, 2 kind of different things there. Don't know if he has really the cardio, especially if, Dos Anjos is able to grind him. So maybe Dos Anjos is able to get him out of there early and also some kind of an insurance just in case Paul Felder does knock him out. So what I'm looking at is Dos Anjos with the parlay and the under 4.5, but wouldn't be surprised if Dos Anjos won a decision.
Very nice. Now, Preston, Now, this has to be the fight that you were talking about. What you think about this fight, P?
Yeah, this is a big one. So we're going to continue to talk about some more today. Yeah, this is the bet. I am 99% confident that I'm going to be wagering $1,900 on RDA to pick up 1,000. I love him here. When I saw Paul Felder on the scales, he just didn't look like he had it, so to speak. Looked like the weight cut really hurt him. He had to drop, I think I read 17 pounds in 4 days, which doesn't sound bad, but when you saw him in the face-off, he looked gaunt, very drawn out, just didn't look like the old Paul Felder. And because initially I was leaning Paul Felder, but once I saw the weight cut and you look more into RDA's fights, who he has lost to bigger, stronger grapplers. Felder is not I guess height-wise, length-wise, size-wise are comparable. So I won't say that Felder's like smaller than RDA because they're probably somewhat comparable. But compared to a Usman, a Covington, Felder doesn't match up at all size-wise. And striking, I think when you think of Paul Felder, you think dynamic striking. He has good kicks. Really what he's really good is in the clinch. But I think RDA is just as good as in the clinch. And what RDA can do is switch to the clinch and drag Felder down and then dominate on the mat. If it stays standing, maybe I'm biting my nails for like 2-3 rounds. But then come round 4, round 5, I think RDA puts the pressure on. And I like what Brady said. I think he eventually gets a finish or just wins a decision. So the plan is right now it's either RDA straight, or I do like what Brady has with that RDA Figueiredo. My only worry, because it's happened before where I'll do one of these, what should be a lock parlay, and then the second leg loses, and I'm bouncing my head against the table because I would have had the money if I would have just bet it straight. But yeah, I kind of reversed on my thoughts on this fight because initially I was going to take Felder. Then I dug deep more in the tape, saw who RDA lost to, and it was just bigger guys taking him down and controlling him. Because his last fight, I would say, where he was against a comparable size fighter was Kevin Lee. I guess the only drawback is Lee did gas there, and I don't know if Felder will gas as badly as Lee, but Lee also has better wrestling credentials than Felder. And like I said, striking, I don't think it's that big of a difference. Yeah, I got RDA here. We're just gonna see what I can lock in. Maybe the line can go down even more, so I can get a more favorable line. But I'm going to be a very large. I'll be Brazilian tomorrow. I will be a part Brazilian in the fan base for Rafael Dos Anjos. Lead me to victory, Rafael. Lead me to victory.
What you think about it, boss?
Yeah, I like RDA too, man. I mean, I think he has. All around, I think he's just better, period. I mean, Felder to me has always been a little overrated. I'll be honest. He puts on a good show, but he just never does enough. Like he always goes these decisions, doesn't get over the hump, doesn't quite throw enough volume. Whereas RDA, we know on the feet, he throws more volume. Like he can throw more volume. He'll outpace Paul Felder, especially on a short notice. RDA has been training for a Russian grappling beast. Like he's fucking fit as hell right now. He's got the jiu-jitsu. Paul Felder is surprisingly a high-level jiu-jitsu guy too, but you don't ever see him use it, and his takedown defense is pretty bad. So Rafael, RDA can definitely get his ass down. He can get those takedowns, I think, at will if he needs to. But on the feet, I agree that it's not any bit of an edge to Felder. I think that RDA, in fact, has the edge on the feet as well. And then again, Paul Felder the level of competition, RDA, the level of his competition is on two different scales, in my opinion. So all around fighter, RDA is better. And I think he proves it again in this fight pretty easily. I mean, Paul Felder coming in on 5 days notice is just not, I don't think, going to cut it, man.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think that's a big thing is he was coming in thinking that he was going to be a commentator, and all of a sudden he's cutting 17 pounds trying to get in a cage for a 5-round fight that he's only been in one in the UFC before and kind of gassed out in the later rounds anyway. I think he's going to come out. We're going to see some striking in the beginning. And I think RDA is going to be able to hold up with him. But I think whenever RDA decides that, enough's enough, he's going to initiate the clinch, body lock, find a way to drag him to the ground. And then once it's on the ground, it's going to be RDA all day. I could see RDA finishing it with like a head and arm choke somehow. And, whether it's, third round, fourth round, something like that, I see RDA getting the finish. Brady said that he heard a lot of people, or I don't know if it was, I think it was Preston said that he heard a lot of people doing the Abdul RDA parlay. Did I hear y'all right? Didn't one of y'all say that?
Yeah, I think that was.
Yeah. I mean,
that was a pretty chalky parlay for month of the week. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I had them two with Julian, and I had like plus 180 odd, something like that. So, but then Julian, boom, he gets out, and so now it's pretty much even money. So that is my parlay. I have RDA and Abdul, and pretty much an even money parlay right now. So I don't have anything else on RDA. Depending on how the night's going, maybe live when we're live tomorrow night from start to finish for the fights, betting them live with the gang in and out. So be sure you're here on Pub Sports Radio. Come rocking with us. But I might maybe place a live bet on, some kind of prop, maybe an RDA submission prop, something like that, because that's kind of how I see him getting it done. But the pick is definitely RDA, and the bet is I have him in that 2-leg parlay. So anything else y'all want to add on this?
I mean, my only thing is with the Felder. I mean, dude, like his only path to victory to me is catching RDA with some kind of spinning back fist, some kind of crazy elbow type shit. Like, because he does a lot of that stupid shit, like the spinning back fist and things like that. To me, that's his only path to victory. He's got to get lucky, and he's got to clip RDA. RDA, if he just goes out there and does what he does, he should comfortably win this.
That's what I think.
My opinion. Even if he just let it go 5 rounds and just controls the guy on the mat, he can do it. Like, he can do that.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I think this is RDA's fight to lose. He's going to have to go out of his way to mess up to lose this fight. But we've seen crazier things happen. I've seen some people out there on Felder, so good luck to you. But I hope you lose because we're all on RDA. You know what I mean? So, but it's all right, boys. So we ran through that card. Let's go ahead and end this with our best prediction, our best bet of the night. We'll start with Brady. What's your most confident play on the card without saying Abdul?
I'm not allowed to say Abdul.
No, you're not allowed to say Abdul because I'm Abdul.
All right, so
go ahead.
All right, so I got to pick a new one then. I guess I really like. I'm gonna say the Morono Reese McKee under 2.5 rounds. I think both of them have a really good chance of finishing. Both guys have been finished a lot, and it's going to be a war. I think the small cage is going to push the action even more, and I just see somebody getting finished. So give me the under 2.5 there as my best bet.
We already know what your best bet is, don't we?
Yeah, RDA. That's where all the money is. It's RDA. So RDA is
3 letters for that ass. RDA.
Yeah, RDA is going to win. You'll see the live reaction tomorrow, and hopefully we're happy. Let's just say.
Oh, we're going to be jumping for joy, my man. Jumping for joy.
You'll get another bang bang if RDA gets that finished.
Oh yeah, guarantee it. Guarantee some bang bang, some mankind's Mick Foley, do love, whatever you want to call him. El Jefe, best bet of the card.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me too. RDA by decision because I mean Paul Felder. If one thing we know about him, he's durable as hell. But I mean that's the thing. I like the RDA Abdul parlay too. That was going to be one of my bets, but I figured everyone would be on something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do the Morono and Smolka parlay together.
Nice.
Let's double them up, and that will pay you plus 170. Wait, hold up. Yep, plus 170.
Nice. Yeah, I like both those, especially Smolka. I'm gonna go my best prediction, best bet of the card. Brendan Allen money line, lock it, son. We're about to see a grappling fest. We all thinking Strickland's gonna be on his level. Nope. Brendan Allen's gonna come in, take care of business. So I was thinking it was between that and Smolka, but since Boss throwing that parlay together, we're going to bring you we're all going to bring you different bets. And we're not going to give you that Abdul RDA parlay like everybody else. We're bringing you different looks. Brendan Allen, money line, best bet. So that's another one up, another one down, boys. So, P, why don't you let them know what you got going, where they can find you?
Yeah, you can follow me. There's my Twitter at Preston Ekdahl. I'm here tonight, tomorrow. Tomorrow's the big one, the big Saturday night stream. I think the fights are earlier this week because ESPN's getting the Terrence Crawford Kell Brook boxing match at like 9 p.m. So the fights are 3 hours earlier from last week. So if you guys want to catch a live stream, the guys will be live at 3. Me and Jeff will be here at 6. And yeah, that's it. Just follow my Twitter. I post my looks, what I'm thinking, and just the live streams. You see the genuine reactions, the real money being tossed around, and good or bad, it's real. So
there you go, Big Brady. Why don't you let them know what you got going and where they can find you, bro?
You can find me on Twitter, DFS_numbers, Instagram, DFS by the numbers, and here on YouTube, DFS by the numbers. I'm going to be doing a betting breakdown tomorrow morning, going over the best bets, some of my bets as well. I did a breakdown earlier in the week, all that good stuff. Another great show. Hopefully make money tomorrow. I'm going to be trying to get on tomorrow for at least the prelims, hopefully the whole thing, but it should be fun.
Awesome. Be awesome to have you, brother. The last time you were here, you fucking let your hair down and set the barn on fire, so I can't wait. El Jefe, why don't you let them know what you got going and where they can find you, boss?
Yo. Y'all find me at Slaughterhouse 1. Check out my picks. I'm putting out these teasers all week, 5 and 2 this week. If you tell tonight, you tell the tease. We hit a very, very easy tease. 3-team 10-point tease. Came in no sweat. $600 to win $500. Easy fucking money. Tell the tease. Follow me at Slaughterhouse 1 and the Pub Club and Pub Sports Radio and Talking Hands, and just follow us, man. We got the money. We're like magnets to money. So
there it is. Oh, that was beautiful. Throw that shit on a shirt. Put that as a quote. I love it. But yeah, no, as far as me, you can find me at MoScreenFightP1 on Twitter. You can find me here 5-6 days a week, always. So what else we got going? We got Big Nikki in the chat. You can find Nikki throughout the week at Mr. Fatfish. You can find Millie Mills at MMA Locker Room.
Yeah, Mo. Let's so Mills, are you going to put up a grand on? You're putting up a grand on Felder, Mills. Are we going to do that?
Do it.
RDA ain't been the same since win over Lee. Come on, Mills, put your Mercedes up. Let's put that Mercedes up.
Hey, P, you might not have to bet the bookie on this one. Just bet Mills straight up.
That's what I'm saying.
There you go. So,
I mean, he fought Leon Edwards and Michael Chiesa. He was at a huge size disadvantage. So, yeah, we'll see. Maybe Mills is going to have to Jeff and Mills with the tattoo pet.
That might be a banger, boys. You definitely got to tune in on that one. Somebody might be getting a tattoo, boys. So another one up, another one down. UFC Vegas 14 picks and predictions for Brady, for Preston, for El Jefe, for your boy Mo, Pub Sports Radio, mybookie.ag, builtbars.com, bucksupplements.com, Wolf Spreads. Thanks to all the sponsors. Y'all check them out. Use code Pub Sports. And until tomorrow, we'll see you then. 3 p.m. Central. We're out. Peace.